Welcome to the ITW Sustainability Interview. My name is Bill Yates, and with me today I've got Christopher Wellis, who's VP of Sustainability at Sustainability Partner Equinix. Thanks for joining us, Chris.
Great to be with you, Bill. Thank you.
So first up, how does sustainability play a role in Equinix's strategy?
Yeah, well, thank you, Bill. Well, we recognize that sustainability really needs to be embedded in everything we do here at Equinix. And we call our sustainability strategy Future First. It's really about rallying our people and our partners to envision a better future and then do what it takes to make that happen. We recognize that as the world's digital infrastructure company, we have the responsibility to harness the power of technology to create a more accessible, equitable, and sustainable future.
What are the objectives and targets of your sustainability efforts?
Well, sure. Well, we have a number of leading objectives, very aspirational targets around sustainability. Firstly, by 2030, we've committed to being climate neutral across both scopes 1 and 2 emissions, and we've aligned those targets with science. We have a verified science-based target through the SBTi. We've also committed to 100% renewable energy by 2030. And by 2025, we've committed to 66% of our suppliers by emissions will develop their own science-based targets. And that's for the categories under capital and purchased goods, which is the primary category driving our scope 3 emissions.
What progress have you made in achieving these goals?
Yeah, well, we've extended our industry leadership by achieving 90% renewable energy coverage of our operational load for 2022. And this makes it the 5th consecutive year with over 90% renewable energy coverage and reflects a 10% year-on-year increase in our procurement of renewables on a gigawatt hour basis. Secondly, we've achieved the highest ranking of CDP's prestigious climate change A-list for the first time. So we've managed to actually secure our position on that A-list. And CDP really represents, as you know, Bill, the gold standard for carbon disclosure, performance, and transparency. We've made progress toward our goal of engaging 2/3 of our suppliers by qualified emissions to set their own science-based targets by 2025. So 17% of our scope 3 emissions are now covered by supplier set targets. And this is really one of the most complicated sort of new frontier areas of decarbonization, not just for us, but for all businesses. And we've become the first digital infrastructure company to commit to optimizing our operating temperature ranges within our data centers to improve efficiency and power usage effectiveness.
What changes do you foresee in your infrastructure that can align with these sustainability goals?
Yeah, well, Equinix is committed to innovating to develop what our vision is of the sustainable data center of the future. And one of the ways that we're helping to get there is through our co-innovation facility, which enables not only Equinix, but our partners also to collaborate on testing new, more efficient, and more sustainable technologies. This facility is in Ashburn, Virginia, where we do a lot of the testing and innovation, but we're evaluating a number of different technologies globally, probably way too many to mention here, but I'll touch on a few of them. One is we're investigating the use of alternative fuels, from natural refrigerants to HVOs to power our generators, as well as hydrogen mixers. We are deploying aquifer thermal energy storage, which is really interesting, unique technology using cold groundwater to cool equipment during winter months. Eliminates the need for traditional mechanical cooling within the data center, and decreases water usage for things like adiabatic cooling. And we deploy the use of fuel cell technologies like solid oxide fuel cells for on-site cleaner prime and backup power generation. This results in a 20 to 35% cleaner than traditional grid energy deployment, uses much less water. For instance, we've avoided approximately 140 billion gallons of water through our fuel cell implementations. They're hydrogen blend capable. And we have also deployed liquid cooling technologies, which are high density cooling solutions through things like our Open19 partnership. It's an open source prototype for cabinet enabled solutions for our customers that can simply slide in, tap into those configurations, which allow for a much more efficient cooling standard.
And how about cloud and as a service models? How do they fit and enable sustainability strategies?
Well, we are really seeing, I think, an interesting inflection period where digital transformation meets sustainable transformation. And our customers are really looking for the right partner to assist them on this journey. Equinix is a digital infrastructure company, and our customers want flexibility, they want improved time to value, and they want elasticity. And I think our solutions offer all of those things and more. So whether it be traditional colo type deployments where they're taking advantage of the economies of scale of our infrastructure and the use of renewable energy, or whether they're looking at the use of virtualization, virtualized networking, virtualized routing, and so on, the interconnection ecosystem that we provide, and then full hybrid deployments through things like the use of our bare metal solution. So these are all things that I think are not only helping them meet their core business needs, but also helping them to meet their sustainability needs.
So, looking at the customer side now, when they're evaluated by your customers, are your sustainability efforts and compliance important to their procurement process?
They are absolutely, and I think we're seeing a huge sort of hockey stick over the course of the last couple of years. We are seeing virtually 100% of our bids now reflecting some sort of sustainability related requirement. And I would say about a third of those do a pretty significant deep dive into really understanding what our capabilities are, and sort of what standards we meet, what our targets are. And as I said earlier, I think what customers are really looking for is not just a box checking exercise, but they're traveling along that steep sustainability learning curve. And they really want a partner that's going to help them on their journey through that evolution toward meeting their own sustainability related targets. And that
You mentioned the progress you've already made in meeting your sustainability goals. How are you tracking this progress? Are you using certification systems or sustainability reports or something else?
we use objective and key results measures across the entire company. So that goes all the way up to the CEO and down to team leaders and teams themselves. We track our progress internally, and then we communicate our progress in things like our annual sustainability report, which was just published the beginning of this month, beginning of May. It came out, and that's live. And I'd really encourage folks to go take a look at it if they're interested in some of the unique and innovative things that we're doing here at Equinix to drive our sustainability related performance.
That's fascinating. Thank you so much, Chris, for sharing all that Equinix is doing in this area. We've covered the technical side, we've covered the organizational side, we've covered the tracking side, we've covered pretty much everything. So thank you for giving us an insight into that.
My pleasure. Thanks a lot for having me, Bill.